Hey everybody, Sylvia here from Walkabout Canine Consulting, day one of our enrichment challenge. So I hope you're ready. I gotta lift this up, I got it on the stand. I hope you're ready and that you're joining us. And for those of you who couldn't join us, that's okay. I know you're at work and you can watch this on the replay. So I hope that quite a few will join in either live. If not, just show us. Hopefully you will try these things. So I did post just a little infographic in regards to the enrichment challenge and you know what it's great for. It gives our dogs some mental enrichment, and they did evolve as scavengers, so you know we're just giving them a different kind of job. Yes, I know many of them are hunters, but I don't think I want to want my dogs out hunting. Some of us do, depending on what we're doing, but my dogs are actually I started gathering my stuff and they're ready and waiting. Hang on. Okay, so I did mention getting a few things together. This will not be long. It's going to be short, hopefully. I think my dogs will go through things quickly. And that's okay if they do go through some quick things quickly. So I did ask you just to gather some things that you would normally have at home. We definitely can buy toys and other things to do enrichment, and that's great. I just thought I would start off the first few days with things that we have in our home. So I did ask you to get some empty paper towel rolls together, and some treats, a nut butter or something soft, and a couple of tea towels, and an empty box. Maybe if you have some scrunched up tissue paper, you can have that. The empty box is fine to start with. So let's get started. And what I'm going to do is we're going to do the empty paper towel rolls last, but we are going to load them first. So I am going to give these, and we are going to give these last to our dogs. And at the end, I will tell you why. So let's get started. Oops. Okay. Anyway, okay. I might have to take this off. I might have to bend down. Okay. So we've got two empty paper towel rolls, and what we're going to do is we're going to fold up one end. I've got two dogs, so I've got two to do. So this is easy to do, just using some recycling. My dogs really love this. My one dog really loves this. Some people get a little concerned about the cardboard or dogs eating it. I wouldn't be too concerned. It's cardboard. My dogs don't ingest it, but they may rip it up. So what I'm going to do is I've got some of their kibble, so they're probably hungry because they didn't get a lot to eat this morning because I knew we were doing this challenge. And because I have smaller dogs, I am always thinking about their calorie intake. So the other thing that we can do, so it doesn't have to be a lot. If you want to put a lot, you're more than welcome to. If you have a big dog, hey, you do what works for you. It's not specific. So I'm just using some almond butter, and yes, almond butter is fine for dogs. And I'm just going to take a little bit here, and I'm just going to smear it inside, and then I'm going to close this up. My dog's already jumping on my leg. which would be Liam, because he really loves us. And so that's what I'm doing. I can't remember what almonds have. Is it omegas? Anyway, I have to look it up. But they do have some good value. Okay, so I'm putting these empty rolls aside because I'm going to give them to my dogs last. And I'm going to explain why I'm doing it last. So that's what you're going to do as well. So we're going to go on to the next. Hi, Donna. And like I say, if you're just watching it, you can rewatch live. I did put the equipment that you need, or if you're watching this now, you'll see that. If you missed the first steps, that's okay. Okay, so the next, so that's prepped for our third activity. And I did ask you to grab some tea towels. Doesn't matter what kind. And what we're going to do is, I should have got it. Okay, I'm gonna show you my messy table here. Okay. So I'm gonna put, hopefully you see this. I will turn the glare off. Hopefully that's a bit better. So maybe some of you might be guessing what I'm going to do. So like I said, I've got 2 dogs, so I'm going to do 2. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to make a burrito. So I'm going to use my dog's kibble and just put little pieces across like that and start rolling it up. How much or how little doesn't matter. That is up to you. Depending on how big your dog is. Like I say, I've got little dogs, so their calorie intake is a little bit lower, and one dog, even between the 2 small dogs, is a little bit different. Because it just is. So that's 1. Okay, and now I'm going to do the next one. So if you're just joining us, we're making burritos. So if you're worried about your dog ripping the tea towel, then I'm sure you've got some old ones or even just some old hand towels. It doesn't really matter. I've used different things even. I've even used mats to make it bigger. And the roll is a little bit higher, so there can often be some, how they interact with it a bit different. And I can show that on the group. I think I did a mat once with Emma, and so they may or may not know what's going on. I think my dogs know what's going on. There's no right or wrong way for your dog to do this, because the whole concept is they're just doing something fun and enriching. So they interact with it how they interact with it. If it's new, they might be unsure, but that's okay. I just let them explore. If they're a little unsure, you can put some exposed right on top of the tea towel. I mean, a lot of these activities, we are engaging our dog's nose, so they should be able to smell the treats. I shouldn't have said should. They will be able to smell the treats in the tea towels. So we want them to work for it, and we're not going to help. Okay, sometimes I have clients who want to help their dogs, and I get that, but we want them to figure it out. We want them to use their brain. So this is them just learning how to use their cognitive skills, which takes up a lot of energy. And when our brains actually take up way more energy than the muscles in the rest of our body. So that has a really great effect, great calming effect. And I think you can hear Liam whining. So what I'm going to do is place this so you can watch my dogs interact, hopefully. Hopefully that works. So I've got my little pattern carpet there. They kind of know a lot of good stuff happen there. Is that good? That's good. There we go. Because we do a lot of games, different stuff on there. I have done this before. Okay, so I'm going to give, Emma's running to her bed, and she's just, oh, she came back. So she's doing that because a lot of times when I give them their Kongs or topples, they have to go in their bed to do that. You don't have to do this for your dog, although you can. If you want them to go onto a mat to do this activity, you're more than welcome. Those rules are your rules, but I'm going to just put them here. Just hang on. Here. Okay. Stay. Okay. Liam's getting a little up and come on. No, I asked you to go up there. Thank you. Stay there. Okay, so he's pretty excited about this, as you can hear. So I'm going to place one down there. Okay. And I'm going to place one there. So like I said, there's no right or wrong answer for them to interact. They can nicely unroll it. They can use their nose. They can use their paws. They can use their mouth. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong answer for them. The only thing that I want to see is that they're actually interacting. And like I say, you can make this even last longer by using a beach towel. And you know, you can do that. You can even use a dog mat like this. So then it's even bigger. And sometimes what happens is because there's a bit of a roll, there's some nose action happening with that. So different ways to apply it. Anyway, so they're getting at it. I don't think they're quite done yet. Okay, just turning some lights on here. So hopefully you see that okay. So yeah. And what we're going to do in this challenge, I hope to do it until Thursday, and I'll announce the time every day. So, so every day I'm going to introduce something different, because variety is the spice of life, and the more variety I can show you, the more that you will have to give to your dog. Because if you give them the same thing every day, it becomes very predictable, boring. So my dogs haven't done this in a long time. It was pretty predictable for them. They were excited. They really wanted to play this. They know this game. For a dog who's never done this, you know, they're not sure what's going on at first, but as you can see, my dogs are pretty used to doing stuff like this. But my point is, it's nice to give them different things to do. Not always the same go-tos, and although I have used the same thing multiple days in a row, which is easy if I'm really busy, and that's okay. I know my dogs really love some of the things that I give them, even if it's every day, but I do try and vary it. So this challenge is for you to every day do something different. Every day we're going to do 3 activities. Just something that I see is by giving our dogs 3 enrichment activities every day, it actually really has an effect on them. They calm down just because they're using their brains a lot more. Sometimes we don't have time to train. Sometimes we may think, well, I don't really have something that I want to train, and that's okay. But activities like this really have a great effect. It has a really good effect on, well, it doesn't matter, all dogs, puppies, teenage dogs especially, because we know that, you know, some of our teenage dogs get frustrated really easy and they seem overactive. And sometimes our first go-to is, well, we must exercise them more, but that's not necessarily the, what, you know, our go-to should be. We want to have a really nice balance of, yes, some exercise, but we want to balance that with mental energy as well. Because our mental energy, our dog's mental energy, take up a lot more, I misspoke, but when we're doing mental exercise, it's going to take way more energy than, you know, exercise. I always say that, you know, 5 to 10 minutes of training is probably like an hour's walk. So that's kind of a comparison. It's not exact, but it's similar. So they have finished their tea towels, which is awesome. I don't know if there's anything left. I'll just pick it up. Yep, they got everything, and they know. Sorry, I got my shorts on. It's a really hot day where I am today. So the next thing that we're going to do, I did ask you to get a box. And why are we doing a box? The box is different. That's all it is. It's different. And I've got a few boxes here. So I've got a small one. This would be suitable for a small dog, sometimes a puppy, sometimes a dog that's not super confident. So it's a smaller size, less to worry about. If I had a dog that was really worried about this, I wouldn't not do this. What I would do is I would flatten this completely so that they're not having to think they have to put their nose inside, because this is also confidence building. So there's, you know, other things that are going on. So I have had, you know, dogs that are really worried. I just flattened it, and then they can walk on it. It's a little less worrisome, and then, you know, you can give them a proper box again. So again, we are going to take our treats. So I happen to have some fresh boxes. I think we've all kind of gotten addicted to Amazon. Okay, so I am going to close, all over the floor, of course. So I am going to close this because I'm thinking my dogs are going to figure this out. Your dogs might need it to be open. What you could also do is lay the tea towel over top the box so that they have to pull it off. So that's a variation. Okay, so I'm gonna stick that in there. So they both want to stick their nose in there. Okay, Emma's in there first because she loves boxes. Okay, so he's figuring out how to open it. It's a puzzle for him. And he's like, oh crap, what's this box doing? So if you notice, he's jumping back a little bit because he's not quite as confident with, and Emma stole all his treats. So we'll make sure he gets some. Emma likes to do that. So, and I've got a shoebox. So I do have a couple of pieces of tissues just wrapped up. So I'm just gonna close the lid here. And you see Emma's in there like a dirty shirt because that's what she likes to do. Boxes are her thing. So I do have both my dogs out. Normally I probably wouldn't have them both out for the boxes because I really don't want any competition. So I want this to be enjoyable for my dogs. And even though they look like they're enjoying it, just Emma can get a little bit guardy around stuff. So that's not fair to Liam, and I want him to have total enjoyment. So they're getting inside the box. That's and Emma's gonna get all the way in. That's what she normally does, is she gets right inside of boxes. If I'm unpacking something, I have a box on the ground, she jumps right in. Hey, what do you think? Yeah. And she says, what is next? So that's the box game, and we can vary the boxes, like I say. We can put objects in there, we can close them up, we can put a little box inside of a bigger box. It's kind of the Russian doll thing. Our dogs have to work up to it, and don't not do it because you think your dog is afraid. If your dog seems a little concerned with what you're giving them, then just think, how can I make this easier? And that's always what we want to think about when we're working with our dogs, when we're training our dogs, because when they're not interacting with it, you know, we as humans right away, we think, well, he doesn't know how to do it. And it's like, he can't do it. He's not going to do it. It's like, yeah, he probably doesn't really know. He's unsure. This is new. He's never seen that before. And if, you know, some dogs are not overly confident. So this is a great confidence booster. And it's kind of like, I like to use the analogy of, we're not going to give a young child a first time puzzle of 5,000 pieces. It's like, whoa, that's going to be hard and overwhelming for most. For most. But I'm going to start off with much lower pieces. I am going to give them something easy. You know, and we never want to be discouraged by giving our dogs something easy because they're going to get success from it. So there's that side of it. And this mirrors pretty much everything in regards to behavior and training. So we do want to look at making things easy. Okay, so that was number 2. And the third thing was we filled up our empty paper towel rolls, and I'm going to, hi Carolina, Caitlin, I'm going to deliver those, and they're likely going to, hi Diane, Emma's going to want to take off with hers outside, which she likes to do. Liam will probably go into the living room. So I don't know if they're going to stay here and do this. But we'll see. They know what these are. Oops. They know what these are. And they like these a lot. So some people say, well, are they going to rip them apart? And it's like, maybe. I think both my dogs interact with them very differently. You can deliver these outside if you want. Liam likes to rip it into pieces, and I'm okay with that because that's giving him, he loves that. Ripping is something dogs enjoy, gives them great satisfaction, so he can do this. People will ask, well, won't that encourage him to rip up cardboard? Yeah, with him it does, and I don't really care. It's not a big deal for me. He doesn't rip up cardboard boxes, but anything with the same material, he will. If he finds a tag, he'll rip that up, and I'm okay with that. All right, so I'm going to give them each. So he's going to take his. So he's going to take off to his spot. Emma is, she might do it here. Sometimes she likes to go outside and do her stuff, but she is interacting with hers right here. Just going to check some messages. Yeah, okay, Carolina, good. So there's Emma interacting. So she is ripping at it. Liam he takes all this kind of stuff. He's really fast. Hopefully, can you see him? Yeah, so he's ripping his apart. So he's ripping his into pieces, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. He's fast. He's a lot faster. He's faster with everything. He's faster with eating. He's just fast. And he has a faster metabolism, so he gets to have more calories than Emma does. Emma does things a little slower, a little more methodical, and so just different personalities, different styles, and so it's a puzzle, and hopefully you can see how much enjoyment they are getting from that. Likely, after this is over, they will go for a snooze. And that's the effect that I want. Like I say, it's hot here, so they want to go outside, and then they go outside, and it's like, ugh, it's hot. So we'll see. I still have some things to do outside. So this will have given them some mental physio. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. And if you have any questions right now, just let me know. Like I say, I did post just the enrichment challenge, the benefits, and I will post what we need tomorrow. So what we'll use tomorrow is 2 blankets, and it doesn't matter how big they are, so you can even use towels if you want. I haven't done this a lot with my dog, so we'll see what happens. And a plastic box, and it could be a plastic tub, it can be whatever you want. Make it size appropriate for your dog. So, excuse me. If you have a little dog, then you want a smaller container that they can reach into. Oh, sorry. And then take some recycling, okay? We all have recycling. Like I say, the first few days, I am going to try and give you ideas of things that you have at home. And this is great for owners that maybe don't have a big budget, but just looking at how you can just use stuff at home. It's so easy, and your dogs are gonna love you for it. Like I say, my dogs saw me prepping for the live, and they were all excited because they knew what was going to happen. So tomorrow we're going to use a plastic, I don't care, a plastic tub, plastic box. We'll get some recycling. We'll get 2 blankets or 2 bigger towels. They're treats, of course. And now I can't remember what I was going to do with the third. Oh, yes. Does anybody, and you may not, now I save my empty toilet paper rolls. So if you have any in your recycling, pull those out too. If you don't, that's okay. I'll show you something that you can do with those as well. And a little bit different than what we did today with the bigger empty paper towel rolls, because they are bigger. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and I would love for you to give some of these a try and share just little videos. They don't have to be long. Even if you just want to share 30 seconds of your dog doing the activity, I would love to see them. I love watching dogs do the enrichment activity. So please share, and hopefully if you share, it'll motivate others to share a little bit of videos and get your dogs doing some activities. And like I say, it's a hot day here, and I think tomorrow's going to be even hotter. Our pool isn't open yet, and which my dogs really love to go in. So They do hang out in shady spots, but this is just something that you can give them. You can give them these activities outside in the shade if you like. You know, we're doing them inside, but these are inside activities. So this is great for any kind of weather that's not really fun to go out in, you know, for those of us who live in countries with lots of snow. If you've got a snow day, you know, you've got some activities to do with your dog. If you live, or I mean, we have had rain days, but if you live on the wet coast of North America, in the rainforest, we used to live in the rainforest, so we used to do lots of enrichment inside on the, I mean, you always go out in the rain, but the days where the rain was even harder and kind of stormy. But yeah, so please share. And thank you for those of you that did come. And if you're watching this on replay, awesome. If you could put hashtag replay and please share, okay? So everybody have a great day and stay safe.